Hello and welcome to our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 221.
Today is a very special day, so we got up early here at Grand Floridian, got ready for the day, and headed over to take the monorail to Magic Kingdom because today is the 50th anniversary of Haunted Mansion. We're super excited. They've got a lot of things going on in the park, and we want to be there for all of it. We got to the park, and there were lines everywhere, and we weren't even sure where we should be going for everything. They did give us a little brochure saying all the things they have. They've got special treats, they've got a ton of merchandise because it's Disney World and that's what they do. And I've got to be honest, it works because we're here for the merchandise. There's one thing in particular we really want, and that's the Madame Leota Funko Pop. We really like Funko Pops. We try hard not to collect too many of them, especially this year, but this one looks so cool, and we have a lot of cast member friends that would like them as well, but they're working today, so we're like, all right, if we can get some for everyone, we will. So we got to the park and could not believe the lines. Didn't know where to go, and so I got in a line, and Robert headed over near Haunted Mansion to see if he can get in that line there.
When I got over by Haunted Mansion and Memento Mori right there, the line was insane. The park had literally opened like 60 seconds before I got there, and the line was out the door of the building, wrapped all the way around, back over to the Rapunzel bathrooms, and then kind of tucked back in the corner there. So it was ridiculously long, but that was what everyone was waiting in line for because they had the special 50th anniversary merchandise, and they also had these brand new Ghost in a Jar things that they were selling, which looked pretty cool, but number one, we don't want to spend that much money on them. Number two, we have nowhere to put them.
Nope.
So those were off our list. We didn't really need any Spirit jerseys or anything like that. So I decided not to get in this line and to go join Alyssa because I did confirm that that is where we're going to get the pins and the Funko Pop. But before I left, Dale came over wearing a spooky kind of Haunted Mansion inspired costume, and he was out there talking to people in line. And I was like, that's the coolest thing. Dale's out here. And then I turned around and looked, and Goofy was there wearing this like Bat-inspired costume. It was, I guess, Goofy's Batman now. I don't know. But it was really cool. They even brought out characters for this. The line for Haunted Mansion was super short, like 20-25 minutes. But I couldn't get in line for it because I had to go join Alyssa in line for the merchandise that, realistically, I'm the one that wants it all. So I should probably be the one waiting in line.
Because they do also have pins. That's also why we're in line. But the Funko Pop is really what we really want. We ended up waiting about 2 hours in line. We were told the line was moving quickly, so they didn't think it would be super long. And I guess that wasn't that bad considering how long the line truly was. But it felt like a long time when you're the one waiting there for 2 hours. We finally made it into the shop. We were really concerned that they were going to run out, but they didn't. They had an entire army of Funko Pops lining the wall. These were actually a little scary to look at because it just looked like Madame Leota was staring everyone down and judging everyone in the store. We got the Funko Pops we wanted. We got all the pins we wanted except one. They did run out of one of those. But at least everything was worth it. All that time in line, we did get most of what we wanted, which is really impressive. We finally got all checked out because there was a line inside the store as well. So we're just waiting in lines all day. And at this point, we are starving. We didn't have breakfast. We had no idea how big this would be. We should have known, I realized that. But you don't really think about it when you're just getting ready in the morning. So we're really hungry, and we were really close to Liberty True Tavern. So we walked up. We're like, is there any chance you have a reservation available? They're like, yeah, you want to come in right now? We're like, all right, let's do this because we're hungry. We got seated quickly and immediately looked at the appetizers because, of course, we're going to get some entrees, but we're super hungry. So we want something that will come quickly. The first thing we saw on the appetizer list was the Tavern cheese dip, which is a 4-cheese dip with griddled Boston brown bread. This sounded really good, and we're like, okay, this can come out quickly. We're definitely getting that. So we ordered that, and it did come out quickly, and we loved it. It had a lot of flavor. We really like cheese anyway, so this was a great starter. The bread was really good too. It blended really well with the cheese. So we ate all of this before looking at the main entrees because we were just so hungry.
I figured out pretty quickly what I wanted. They have a new burger here on the menu, relatively new, called the Bell Burger. It is a cheeseburger with bacon, egg, lettuce, and lobster. That's the Bell and Bell Burger. Clever there.
Very creative.
But it's candied bacon, a poached egg, and lobster and lettuce on top. Sounded really good. That combination sounds awesome, so I knew I was going to get that. And then Alyssa was eyeing something a little more hearty than a burger.
I got the traditional pot roast and mashed potatoes with vegetables. This just sounded really good and really filling, which is what I want. And this was delicious. I absolutely loved it. I was so glad I ordered this.
And before it was all over, we did decide to get a dessert as
Of
well.
course.
They had a Boston cream whoopie pie, and it sounded good. He said it was a pretty small dessert, so that's good. We're kind of full. We didn't eat all of our food. We have some leftovers, but we can squeeze in one small dessert to share. This was really good. It reminded me of like a Boston cream pie or Boston cream donut, but it was a whoopie pie, so the texture was a little bit different, and the cream inside was amazing.
This wasn't overly sweet, which was a really nice way to end the meal. You don't want something that's necessarily going to hurt your teeth, but it gave us a nice dessert that we could share for the ending of the meal. Overall, we were really happy with this and really glad we came here.
After we left Liberty Tree Tavern, we headed over towards Haunted Mansion to see what the wait time looked like. It's just right around the corner. And over 2 hours in line, we said, nope, we're not going to do that because we have bags of merchandise and we're very full bellies and we also have leftovers. We're just going to keep going and head back over to Grand Floridian. So we walked up through Fantasyland heading towards the castle, and as we approached the castle, Alyssa stopped and was like, hey, what's in that store over there? And I was like, that's Sir Mickey's. They just have like kids' toys and stuff like that. It's nothing we want to shop in. But she said, well, I've never been in there before, so I feel like I should go in there. I was like, okay, we'll go in Sir Mickey's then and check it out.
It's crazy to think there's somewhere that I haven't been in Magic Kingdom, but we just never had a reason to go in there, so we didn't. I was like, why don't we go in there just today? No one was over there because, everyone's at Haunted Mansion or in line for shopping. So we walked in, we were just looking around, and I noticed in the back there were a couple cast members back there. And so I asked what they were doing, and they said, oh, this is a photo spot. And I was like, oh, is this like a paid thing, or do you have to schedule? And they're like, no, if you have Photo Pass, it's completely free. You just walk in and take pictures. And I was like, wait, this is a Photo Pass thing that I didn't know about? We didn't do pictures because we're both wearing Haunted Mansion stuff, and so this didn't really work with the pretty flowery background they had.
No.
But now that we know it's there, we're definitely coming back and taking some pictures.
We headed up to the front of the park and took the boat back to Grand Floridian. When we got there, we put the leftovers away, and I started working. I had a couple calls scheduled this afternoon, and I plan to just work the rest of the afternoon and evening.
I laid down for a quick nap because I am still slowly recovering, feeling much better. I can talk again. This is great. But again, trying not to overdo it. And the heat outside is a killer sometimes. So I took a quick nap before getting up and doing some work. We worked until it was time to roast marshmallows. And of course, we're not going to miss that. So we headed over to the campfire and roasted a few marshmallows and had some s'mores. While we were there, we saw the most amazing sunset. It isn't actually sunset time yet. It's just the clouds are kind of covering the sun. But because the monorail is there, it just looks so pretty. We had an amazing view. Once we were done roasting marshmallows, we took all of our stuff back to the room and then headed to the lobby. We're going to take the monorail over to Magic Kingdom, but there was a piano player playing in the lobby here, so we wanted to stop and enjoy the live music. That's one of the special things about the Grand Floridian is the live music in the lobby. It sounds amazing. The acoustics in here are awesome. So we just sat there for a few minutes enjoying her playing.
We headed up to the monorail and took that over to Magic Kingdom and worked our way into Liberty Square, heading towards Haunted Mansion. About the time we got to Liberty Square, we saw the most beautiful sunset in the distance. So we decided to stop over by the water and take some pictures, walk around and get some different angles on the sunset because it was just so pretty tonight. After we took several pictures of the sunset, we walked on over to Haunted Mansion and got in line. It was much shorter now, only like a 30-minute wait. So that was a lot better than 2 hours it was earlier today. We went through the queue and of course all the extended queue with all the fun interactive elements, got onto Haunted Mansion and enjoyed riding that on the 50th anniversary. After we got off Haunted Mansion, it was getting closer to fireworks time, and that means it's time for us to get out of the park because it's getting really crowded up front. We headed over to the boats and boated back over to Grand Floridian. We wanted to watch the fireworks from our room because we have that theme park view. I'm not sure we're going to be able to see it very well, so we wanted to experience it for ourselves since we were at Boardwalk eating yesterday. Got back to the room, went out on the balcony, and when Happily Ever After started up, we could see occasionally if we leaned out on the railing, not a good idea. You don't want to lean over the railing to watch the fireworks. So after being very disappointed with that, we hurried out of the building, down the stairs, and over to the dock. And we just stood out on the dock and enjoyed happily ever after. When it was over, we headed back up to our room, and that was the end of our day today. So we'll see you tomorrow
for our Year with the Ears.